Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank. Today, I'm here with Dr. Scheiner. Now, Dr. Scheiner is a world-renowned cosmetic surgeon who's been featured on shows like Dr. Oz, The Doctors, and Howard Stern, as well as the New York Post, the New York Daily News, and many more. He's worked with some of the most prolific business people and celebrities who come from all over the world to visit his practice. Welcome, Dr. Scheiner.
Well, thank you so much.
Great to have you today. So, you have a new book, The True Definition of Beauty. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Absolutely. You know, the true definition of beauty uncovers the hidden language that nonverbal cues have in our appearance. And
Nonverbal, right.
Right,
Okay.
and ways that we can optimize them so that the world can communicate with us in a better way.
Super.
And let me explain here. So we often talk about beauty being in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
And I think that's part of it, but there's another part I want to talk about here. Something called the golden ratio. There was a mathematician in Pisa, Italy in the 1200s known as Leonardo Fibonacci. He came up with a sequence and came up with this ratio of 1 to 1.618. And what they found was that when they look at nature, a lot of things in nature had this ratio of 1 to 1.618.
Wow.
The internal parts of a flower to the external parts of a flower have this ratio. Well, you can find a curve according to numeric sequences, and that's the curve of this golden ratio, which matched the curve of the nautilus, which matched the curve of the helix of the ear. And when they used this in the Renaissance all the time, in paintings, when they painted Mona Lisa's face, when they built the Parthenon, Notre Dame, the Last Supper, they use these ratios. And you can define faces according to these ratios. And interestingly, the more that a face has in balance with these ratios, the more attractive that face is seen, regardless of ethnicity. Here's an example. There's a quote by Jamie Lee Curtis that says, "The first thing I look at in a woman is her soul, and then I check her eyebrows."
Yeah, that's funny.
And so this woman came to me and she said that everyone thought she was stern or serious.
Right,
And I
yeah.
looked at her and said, there's one thing I think I could change that could help this. So I did one thing, and you can see here in this other photo, she looks
Yeah.
more approachable.
Absolutely.
I'm going to show
Beautiful.
what happened here. This was this curve I was talking about before.
There
We
you
take this
go.
part of the curve
Yes.
and we put it here on the brow. You see how we just restored it?
Gotcha.
And that's what's happening. Our subconscious brain loves these ratios. Here's another example. This was actually a study done. They took a face and they changed it each time to be more congruent with those golden ratios. And they asked 10,000 university students to evaluate these photos and pick the two best photos. And I'll ask you, what are the two best photos that you like here?
Well, number 5 and number 6. That's
and
easy,
100% of people
Yeah.
choose this. And you don't have to think about it. This is your subconscious brain processing this.
Yes.
This is more power for these ratios. In a final example, here's two photos. Which one looks like the man? Which one looks like the woman?
The man is on the right.
And it does look that way, but interestingly, it's a photo of the same person. And what they did is they digitally darkened the eye and mouth region on the photo on the left to make it a little more feminine.
Right.
Turns out women intrinsically have more contrast there than men, and that's part of this hidden language that's going on.
What I love about this, Dr. Scheiner, is that you're actually taking mathematics and incorporating it into resculpting people's eyebrows, faces, and creating amazing magical transformations before and afters. And so I know you're Tampa-based, but celebrities and business people come from all over the world to see you, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, and that's because you've developed these pretty amazing procedures, and you have something called, it's very exciting, I'm going to let you talk about it, but it's the reset procedure?
Correct. So
Yeah.
I do have an international practice. I got featured on the shows such as Dr. Oz with this patient. She had this condition called eyelid festoons. They're these small amounts that form on the cheek. They're a very difficult condition to treat, but I have laser techniques.
That's an amazing before and after.
Well, thank you. And
Unbelievable.
that has been challenging for surgeons for so many years. I was then featured on the Doctors. This is the patient I had on the Doctors. And this has really led to people coming to see me from all over the world.
Right. Does this reset procedure work for sun damage also?
Yeah, and so interestingly, when I was doing this procedure for Festoons, I also found that I can get rid of old sun damage. So not only does the skin look better, but it's actually fundamentally healthier. Here's an example of a woman who had this done.
Amazing.
It works for men too, and men actually heal faster than women. Not fair, but that happens. Here's another one. She was actually sent by a dermatologist because she was freezing things off her face all the time, and now her skin is healthier and looks younger too.
Well, here in Florida, sun damage is a big thing. So
Absolutely, absolutely
Yeah.
true. This final photo, this woman actually said that she felt invisible, that she would go to stores and people wouldn't even ask her what she wanted. So now, actually, the whole world is relating to her differently. In fact, she had her first date in about 20 years.
Oh my God. Well, so I'm a little disclosure here. Dr. Scheiner, you're my doctor also, and I won't talk too much about that, but I love coming to your place, and your book is fantastic, The True Definition of Beauty. You have a special offer for anyone out there right now today. They actually get to download the first chapter for free, understand what it's all about, how you can help them. So I'm going to tell you to go to the website that's on the screen right now. Any parting words or last statements you want to make to anyone watching?
Yeah,
right
if people
now?
would like this free chapter I'm offering to, it's available also on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And thank you
Okay.
so much for having me on the show.
Hey, great having you today, and fantastic magical transformations. Check out the website on the screen, get a free chapter of the book. Thank you.